Today I'm going to try to break down what is crowdfunding.
Crowdfund Genius Take 1.
ZACBOB here from Crowdfund Genius. Welcome back to another episode. Today we got a little bit of a different call to action. I want you guys to share this, all right? Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook. However you're watching this, please share it. Why? Because we want other people to know how to run a crowdfunding campaign. A 90% fail rate is ridiculous, all right? We got to get better at this. We got to do better on our crowdfunding campaigns. We got to plan and prepare properly. All right, let's get into the show.
At Michelle O'Neill asks, so what exactly is crowdfunding?
What exactly is crowdfunding? Back in the day, if you had a working prototype or a beta, or you came up with a new product idea, first you'd have to have a working prototype or a beta, and then you could go to a bank and take out a loan, and then you could probably hopefully afford your minimum purchase order to outsource it overseas, or maybe you're doing a production line in your garage. But either way, you had to get a loan to get that started. Or you could have went to an investor and gave up some equity in your company, taking money out of your pockets. But now, in 2015, 2016, it's easiest ever to start a business, and we have crowdfunding. You can use Kickstarter, you can use INDIEGOGO. There's several other crowdfunding sites out there, but for this video, we're gonna go ahead and reference Kickstarter and INDIEGOGO as the main two platforms. So what you would do is I highly implore you to check out Kickstarter or INDIEGOGO and check out a few of the campaigns, and the rewards are all on the right column, so you kind of know what I'm talking about here. But you'd make a 30-second to a minute-and-a-half commercial about your new working prototype. You throw it up on Kickstarter. It explains your products, the who, what, when, where, why, how, all that. It explains that in a minute and a half. You got to keep it short. You're also going to offer some rewards. You'll see that on the right-hand side over there, rewards. You have, usually it's your product. That's usually what you're offering, is variations of your product. Maybe it's different colors, whatever it is. You don't have a minimum purchase order yet, but people are purchasing it, pre-ordering it through Kickstarter and INDIEGOGO. That way you'll have the money in advance to place that minimum purchase order. You have to set a funding goal. That funding goal is usually what your minimum purchase order is. If you need $50,000, then you're probably going to set your funding goal on Kickstarter or INDIEGOGO at $50,000. That way, once you hit it, you know you'll be able to fulfill your orders. So just to recap real quick, you're going to get your working prototype. You're going to say, forget all the investors. You're going to say, forget all the loans. I got my working prototype. I'm going to make a 1.5 minute commercial explaining the who, what, when, where, and why. I'm going to set up some rewards, which is going to be orders, pre-orders for my prototype. And then you're going to set a funding goal, however much you need. And then once you set a time limit, you get 30 to 40 days, all or nothing. You got to make sure you hit that funding goal within 30 or 40 days. Maybe you get some press, maybe you get some PR or some type of coverage to funnel backers to your campaign page. And then in the end, hopefully you're sitting there, you're calling me up, we're doing an interview for Crowdfund Genius, the podcast, and we're all popping bottles because you were successfully funded. I hope that kind of explains what crowdfunding is for you, Michelle, and thank you for tuning in. Happy crowdfunding. ZACBOB out.